BBN Jack Fruits for Sub Party people. How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We have a little change. It's on the other side of the screens. If we have a little change going on, I have an issue like in my real regular life because people put stuff in the comment section, and then after I kick them, people don't see it. So what happens is the people that put the stuff in the comment section contact people I know in real life and lie to them. And for whatever the reason is, these people believe people that they've never met a day in their life over a person that they know, and over a person that they actively see worshiping God with everything that I do. For whatever the reason is, the people believe these individuals that they don't know from nowhere, but won't believe a person that they see actively trying their hardest to magnify God's name in basically almost every single thing that I do. So because of this, I've decided we're just going to put the comment section up on the screen because I don't know what to call it. I don't want to insult anyone or anything like that, and I don't want to say anything negative about anyone, but I don't want to deal with it. So right now we got the comment section up on the screen, and so I just wanted to lead with that real quick so everybody can understand why this is switched. You switch for a reason, and it's a stupid reason. Don't get it confused. It's an absolutely stupid reason, but I don't want to have to keep having to deal with individuals who believe people that they never seen, never spoke, don't know from Adam. They don't know these people from Adam, and most of these people that they are believing are 100% devil worshippers. So I don't know how to deal with that. So we're going to put the thing up on the screen so we have a documentation. After I kick them, people could see that I was actually talking to a person, and the liars can't show up. And because they call these people all the time, I'm assuming, or they're just telling these people lies. And since the people already have hate in their heart for me, they just believe it. That's 100% what I think it is. I just think that these individuals already just have hate in their heart for me. So you could just go tell them any old lie and they just gonna run with it. In any regard, today we're gonna be talking about, let me see what I put up on the docket real quick. We're gonna be talking about, I want to talk about, do liberals hate Americans? And I think this is an important conversation to have, just so we can be clear. Because there's a lot of things going on currently in America. And it seems like anything that we say that has traditionally been American values, the liberals are against. And I'm curious, do liberals hate America? I'm going to put the question up in the, I'm going to put a question up there real quick. Oh, I want to know what you guys think. I'm for it. Do you think that liberals hate America? I'm gonna put let's put yes, no, and then I'm gonna have just want to see the results. I'm gonna put wanna just want to see the results. And I would like for if you feel like getting involved in this particular aspect of the conversation, please. Obviously, you're going to be anonymous, but I'm curious of what people think about this. And I'm going to speak on this and basically how I feel about it a little bit later in the video. I do want to have a very, very important discussion about what Mandana is doing, because we have to expose all of the foolishness that is going on in our government. And the only way to prevent people from Mandana from getting back into power is we got to speak to, we got to speak to the people that keep voting against our best interests. I know they don't think they're voting against our best interests, but because they think that they're voting for our best interests. I'm assuming at this point. But I think this also lends into do liberals hate America concept. So we're going to be discussing that. But I want to lead off with the 50 Cent conversation. I want to lead off with this 50 Cent conversation real quick. I want to be clear about this. Do not mess with 50. Okay? Just don't do it. And the reason why I'm saying this is there's people that you don't like that is doing God's work. Because when you're doing God's work, there's a ton of people that's just going to hate you. Because for whatever the reason is, people believe, and they just believe this, that the only way that you could be right with God is if you're 100% perfect. So I'm going to explain something to you. In the Bible, it says no man is good. No man is perfect. So if you're looking for a person to have zero faults, then you're going to miss out on blessings. You're going to miss out on good people. You're going to miss out on being inside of the Lord's love more times than you're not. Why do I say this? What was Peter? Peter was a murderer, I believe, a criminal of some sort. Every single apostle basically at one time or another was on the other side of the law. Doing things that God did not like. Just so we could be clear. So you know how Satan tricks you into worshiping him? Anytime somebody that's sent by God comes, Satan convinces you or convinces people that that person isn't 100% perfect. So how could God have sent them? When in reality, the only person I've ever heard about walking the face of the earth that has been 100% perfect has been Jesus. So I don't even understand how people can fall for that. It doesn't even make sense. In the Bible, it says no one is good, but yet you got individuals trying to convince you that the only way that you could take any advice, follow a person, or the only way that a person could be doing the right thing is if they are 100% good. Well, the Bible is saying that no one is. So let's talk about this 50 Cent thing real quick, and then I want to talk about Mandana. 50 Cent put out a picture. Did I save this picture? I'm gonna see, did I save this picture real quick? 50 Cent put out a picture of T.I.'s son with a dude with his arms wrapped around him from behind, I think kissing him on the neck or something. And I'm gonna say this, and I want to be clear about this, because I think that there's distinctions made in the Bible about certain behavior for a reason. So when God says that people who conduct themselves in a certain particular manner, homosexuality specifically I'm talking about, that he considers this I saved a different thing that I'm happy I did, that he considers this a abomination. Now if you look up the word abomination, basically God hates these actions. He's completely against these actions. But if you really pay attention to what abomination means, at least the way that the English language uses it, it's when something turns from one thing to another. Something was something that was beautiful, and now it's horrendous. There's been a transformation that has happened. I just want to be clear about this. I just wanted to also bring that up. So let's talk about this. 50 Cent has just embarrassed his son again. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. Any dude that, let's say you went to jail for 5 or 6 years, 10 years or something, then you come out, then you go commit another crime, and now you go into jail for 20 years. That nigga gay. All of these dudes out here that walk around the street trying to get sent back to prison as quick as possible, they might legitimately have a boyfriend they trying to get back to. This is not me trying to shoot at nobody, embarrass nobody, or talk crazy. I'm just telling you what it is. So let's take it a step further. These older men out here that be trying to convince these young boys to commit crime and go to prison, why do you think they're doing that? Yeah, I'm gonna send you. I got this young boy I'm sending up there to you. Take care of him for me. Your grandmama told you. See, the grandmoms back in the day would tell you that dude keep going to jail is because he got a boyfriend locked up. They'll tell you. Nowadays, we don't have that type of information going around. These dudes go to jail, come out, women love them. Whole time, they got a boyfriend that they got married to up there in Sing. And then they come home, and the single moms wanting some help invite these people into their homes. Some of them are just fine. They're going to go out there into the world and do everything they can to stay out of prison. But some of them, they got a new hunger. They got a new thirst. So 50 Cent is shooting at that young boy. This is not a game. I promise you. Because the other day I seen somebody say that this is all like put together a game that they're doing to make money. 50 don't play like that, fam. Some of us out here, no matter what kind of person we are, we have integrity. There's just certain things we're not going to do. I'm not going to message myself into my damn chat so I could talk to myself and then pretend like I'm saying things. And people who think that I would think that I lack integrity. That's a personal issue that individual would have had with me because of their dislike for me. That's insane. I know I got to let things go sometimes, but I pray to the Lord. I have an issue with unforgiveness. It's a fact. I got to pray on it. That's something that I have to clear up about myself. Because if you do anything to me that I would have never done to you, it's almost impossible for me to let it go. Let's talk about this Mandana thing real quick. We're going to talk about the oil thing too. We got a thing to talk about oil. I'm not going to be here all day with y'all. Let's talk about this Mandana thing. Y'all know Mandana wants to lower the speed limit to 20 miles an hour in the entirety of New York City. Do you understand what's about to happen? The Democrats, the communists specifically. So the Democratic Party is not just the Democratic Party anymore. There's a part of the Democratic Party that are sensible and they're not idiots. And then there's a part of the Democratic Party that isn't really the Democratic Party. It's been invaded by the Communist Party. That's the far left. And just so we could be clear, all of you communists that agree with everything that's going on in Iran, you know what they did in Iran once, because the communists helped the Muslim regime get into power in Iran. The bad Muslims get in power into Iran. Right? The communist regime helped them. Do you know what happened after those particular regime got into power? They killed all the communists. They killed all of the people that helped them get the power. They killed all of them. Why am I bringing that up? Because the communists in New York City elected Mandana. Absolutely every single one of y'all that voted for Mandana is a communist. Well, I don't care what you say. I don't care if you be like, yo, but I'm not. You are. You voted for a communist. You are now a communist by definition. I know you don't get it, but by definition, you are now a communist. Like, if you was in America during Nazi Germany time, and you were saying, you know, power to the Hitler regime, then you are a Nazi. Like, this is not up for debate. And for the individuals that's going to say, but that's not chooses, why do y'all say everybody that supports Trump is a Nazi? First, y'all say Trump is a Nazi, which he isn't. And then you say everybody that supports Trump is a Nazi. So therefore, by that definition, your own definition, you all are communists. I'm not using any definition but your definition. Mandana's a communist. He's probably more communist than he is Muslim. He's a communist. He's going to lower, or he wants to lower, the speed limit to 20 miles per hour in New York City. I used to drive trucks for about 15 years in New York City. No business is going to get done. No business is going to get done. No business is going to get done. Because now, when it took you an hour to drive from this area to that area, now it's going to take 2. I don't expect liberals to understand anything that I'm saying. I never ever expect liberals to receive common sense. So I'm not talking to them. I'm never talking to the liberals. I don't expect for them. I personally don't think liberals I personally think liberals hate America, period. Remember, they said that you're racist if you have an American flag. How insane is that? Oh man, you support America, you a racist. This is literally things that come out of their mouth. How insane is that? But they support the Iranian government, who's actually terrible people. The Iranian regime, terrible people. They support the Cuban communist government, terrible people. They support the Venezuelan government, terrible people. So I never expect a person that is a liberal. I'm not saying Democrat. They are conservative Democrats. I'm talking about liberals. I never expect for them to say anything whatsoever that is beneficial to American people. And I'm going to give you proof. Do you know how they keep yelling and screaming that the gas prices is through the roof? It's Trump's fault. He started a war. The gas prices went up. We're all going to suffer. Okay, I got you. Not a problem. I'm going to show you something. So during Biden administration, the gas prices went here. Remember when the gas prices was high like that during Biden administration? And do you remember that the liberals thought that this was okay? This was perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with this. But right here, where it spikes at for Trump, they're losing their damn minds. But when it was out of the damn world, when Biden was president, the liberals saw zero. They didn't even talk about the gas prices. Whenever anybody talked about the gas prices need to go down, liberals called them a Nazi. So I have a question. Do liberals like America? Hold on, I'm going to add something. Right now, the United States of America, let's be clear about something. Hold on, let me show you something first. All right, hold on, I'm going to pull something up. Let me show you something first. Because I'm going to say a thing, and I already know that when you're dealing with individuals who, you know, they're not looking to have a conversation. This is why I just, you know what, I walk away from shit. And once again, God doesn't want us to talk to fools. God doesn't want us to try to convince somebody who their whole entire thing is they don't want to receive the message. God doesn't want you wasting your time on those people. I've been saying this for years, and I'm trying to explain. If you're an individual that there's nothing that I can say to get you to change your mind on a thing, and you're literally wrong, God does not want you to try to convince that person. You understand? That person is been They so this is the way I see it. If I'm saying something that's 100% logical, 100% reasonable, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying something that's logical, and I'm saying something that's reasonable. I am not saying I'm right. And the person is acting like I'm saying some absolutely incredible. I can't even imagine how you would come up with that, Jack. But even if I'm wrong, the thing that I'm saying is logical and reasonable. It's something that's, has room for discussion. Whereas if I'm actually am wrong, there's room for discussion. And if I am right, there's room for discussion. It's logical and it's reasonable. I might be wrong though. But you're looking at me like I'm totally insane. You're just absolutely bananas. The next thing I do is I preface it with the Bible. I do this for two reasons. The first one is I want to know if you got satanic influence. See, if you got satanic influence, you're just going to brush away whatever the Bible say. You're going to figure out how it's wrong. But even if you disagree with me and you don't have satanic influence, maybe you got a scripture in Bible to tell me, to help me out. Maybe you got some precepts that you could give to me and give me information so I could be in the right way. You understand? But if I'm saying something, it's logical, it's reasonable. I might be wrong, but it's logical and it's reasonable. But you're acting like, oh, I can't believe this guy. See, now we're having a different discussion. I understand that this is a war with the spirit. This isn't a war. This isn't a theological. This is a theological debate, but this isn't a war of, opinion. This isn't a war of the physical world. This is a war of the spiritual world. And I think that is what the war is that we currently have with liberals. I think it's a spiritual war. I don't think any of this has anything to do with the physical plane that we live in. I think it's a spiritual war that's happening outside of what we can even see and focus. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But when you have people in America saying no kings, they hate dictators, but at the same time, they want every dictator around the world to be free and to do their dictatoring. That's crazy. So let's look at this oil thing real quick. Hold on. Let's look at this oil thing real quick. I really got to learn to let shit go. I'm not capping. Like, real talk. I pray to the Lord and I try hard. I have a real strong spirit of unforgiveness. I try hard. I got to work on that. That's something inside of myself that I got to work on. And that's why the more I like an individual, the more I try to say, I try to steer them away from stuff that I can't forgive or I have a problem with forgiving. If I don't like you, I don't care what you're doing. Like, I don't want to talk to you anyway. But I give people, in my opinion, 1,000,000 chances. And instead of them understanding that they're doing something to me and they're like, maybe I should stop, they take it like I'm pitiful. Because I'm allowing for them to walk all over me because I love them and I want to be in their life and I want to spend time with them and I want us to get along. And so I don't pay attention to a lot of things that I don't like and I consider harmful to myself. But to them, they think I'm pitiful. Whole entire time I'm showing them grace. Whole entire time. And then when I pull back and I leave, then now they talk crazy about me. I'm this bad person. I'm that bad person. I know it. Yeah, you knew I was going to stop coming around because you kept disrespecting me and treating me terribly. Of course you knew it. Why wouldn't you have known this? You made it happen. In any regard. When the oil went through the roof during the Biden administration, liberals did not care. Now I just showed you that graph, and the oil is way less than when it was in the Biden administration. Way less. Liberals are losing their mind because Trump just made gasoline go up crazy. This is a spiritual warfare. Keep your kids close. Now I'm going to show you something. Wait, first I'm going to show you this. This is why California gas is high. This is why California's gas is high. Right here. As of March 2026, Governor Gavin Newsom is fighting to keep the Sable offshore pipeline near Santa Barbara shut down following a 2015 spill, opposing a Trump administration under the utilization of the Defense Production Act to restart it. Newsom cites environmental safety and state court orders vowing to use to block the pipeline's operation. This is why California gas is so high. They don't have any pipelines sending actual fuel to California. They've shut all of them down. So any fuel that comes to California has to come the expensive way. But when you show a liberal this, they're going to argue with you. They're going to tell you you're wrong. They don't care. Let's go to the Guardian. I don't even think they like Trump. This is one of the dudes that's always talking crazy, I think. Oil flows again through controversial, look, told you. California, it is controversial, I guess. California pipeline after Trump order. Pipeline closed since 2015 after huge oil spill, reopens after president cites need to boost U.S. supply amid war in Iran. Hold on, I'm about to go crazy on you in a minute. Why all of this is a good thing and why liberals are fighting it so hard. Oil has begun to flow. Oh, they coming for me. Potential tracking. Oil has begun to flow from a controversial Florida pipeline system for the first time in more than a decade following the Trump administration order, despite the state officials decrying the move. Decrying the move? Decrying? Why is it decrying? Like, okay, they're crying. I get that. It's negative. Anyway, decrying the move, speaking against it. I've never seen this word before. I'm assuming it is speaking against. Right? Decrying? Publicly denounce or condemn. Speaking against it. Sable Offshore Corporation, the Houston-based owner of the coastal pipeline. They just moved to Houston, by the way. Hold on. When did Sable Offshore Corporation move to Houston? I think that's the place. Wait, let me just copy and paste. Sheesh. What the fuck? Part of my language. Y'all just saw me. I must have did something wrong. All right. Part of my language. I should have just typed it out. Look. Says they've been based in Houston the whole entire time, right? Anyway. So basically, Cuban-based coastal pipeline announces on Monday that the offshore oil now flowing through its Santa Ynez unit and Santa Ynez pipeline system, which runs through several California counties. The pipeline has been closed since 2015 after a burst pipe caused a massive oil spill, one of California's worst to date. Hundreds of animals, including birds and marine wildlife, died after being coated in crude oil. Sable, which took over ownership of the pipeline from ExxonMobil in 2024. Hold on. When did is ExxonMobil still in California? Is ExxonMobil home office still in California? I spelled California way wrong. And I called them a hoe. No, it's not in California. As of 2023, they moved. So Exxon moved from California because of Gavin Newsom. Wow, that's a lot of jobs, isn't it? Now, that's why the oil is so high in California. But you can't tell liberals this. I don't understand why you can't tell them this. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. Like, I honestly don't understand why liberals don't get this. I don't understand. Like, there's no pipeline. California is so terrible for business that Exxon had to move their corporate office out, so they don't have to pay the California taxes for their company. What do you think is going to happen in New York? And for all those idiots saying, oh, they're greedy, that's why they're moving. What business exists to lose money? Explain that to me. What business that their model is to lose money? Explain that to me. So hold on, we're going to take it a step further. Liberals are also now complaining that the price of barrels of oil is going up, right? Producing. Fuel. So, as of March 2026, the United States is the world's leading producer of oil. Why am I showing you this? So the price of the barrel of oil went up. But the United States is producing the most barrels of oil right now on the planet. Do I even need to explain this? Why this is is this a thing that needs an explanation? I feel like it does, because I think it doesn't matter how right you are, liberals are still going to act like you're wrong. So we are producing the most oil on the planet, and people need our oil, just so we could be clear. And the price of the barrel of oil goes up. Let's add an extra caveat. Iran just had some of their oil facilities blown up. And United States of America control the Venezuelan oil that's coming out of there. One of the largest oil reserve that has been documented on the planet. I constantly tell people I think that the liberals are the most ridiculous people on the planet. I don't think that in the existence of the world there has been a more ridiculous people. Maybe every single individual liberal isn't just incredibly ridiculous, but liberals in general are just, and we gotta love them, pray for them, but liberals in general are the most ridiculous people on the planet. Every single thing they complain about is good for America, and they're Americans. I need somebody to explain this to me. With facts, not opinion and feelings. With actual facts. I need somebody to explain this to me. Liberals are going to say the Venezuelan people shouldn't be happy that they just got freed from a dictatorship, which is bananas. Liberals are going to say that the Iranian people should not be happy that they just got freed from the Iranian regime, which is bananas. Liberals are also going to say that while the price of fuel has went up during the war, they're pretending like it's the worst it's ever been in the history of mankind. And it's still so much lower than when Biden was in when the Biden administration. And just so we could be clear, if the damn if California's fuel wasn't so expensive, it'd probably be like around $2.50, the national average. That part. Right now, the national average is about $3.68. $3.72. I was wrong. What I said, $3.68. And look, even they have to say, with California exceeding 5 per gallon. Fam, without California, gas is like at $3.38, somewhere between $3.38, $3.55. Without the national average, without California. Hold on, I thought I put it up on the screen. I didn't. The gap exists because California's gas prices often over $1.50 higher than the rest of the country due to specific environmental taxes, regulations, and localized refinery issues. So literally, liberals are going to tell you that the California gas prices are high because of Trump. When in reality, the California gas prices are high because of environmental taxes, regulations, and localized refinery issues. Refineries just being closed down in general. There aren't any local refineries, basically. They had one, and I think that one just got closed down. So when America was not the biggest supplier of fuel on the planet, Biden shot the price of fuel through the roof. But during the Trump administration, we are now the world supplier of fuel, basically. And it's not even that high, the gas prices, in comparison to the Biden administration. And liberals are losing their minds. I need an explanation. This isn't hate, by the way. We gonna pray. I'm gonna tell you what happens often. A lot of times I'll have a conversation with somebody in the world. And a lot of times, obviously, it got to be somebody that I like and respect, because I don't really talk to people I don't, I'm not trying to talk to people I don't like. And they'll have a perspective that I don't necessarily agree with. And sometimes I'm wrong, just so we can be clear. And I'll say, let me go do some research. So every single last one of you people that ever talks with me about anything, and you tell me I'm wrong and I believe that I'm right, or even I don't know that I'm right, you just told me I'm wrong, I'm gonna go do research. And depending on how receptive I think you are, or depending if this, I believe this is a conversation that we can have, I might come back to you with the information. Maybe I don't. Maybe I never talk to you about it again, because our friendship is important to me. I don't know how you're going to accept being wrong. I'll just be wrong, even if I'm not. I don't know how you're going to accept it. Because if I know that you're wrong and you're trying to beat me to death like you're not wrong, I'm wrong, then that changes the whole conversation about our relationship. And I like you. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I consider our friendship to be more important than being right. I tried to give you the information. Maybe you don't need it. Maybe it doesn't apply to your life. Maybe it's not important to you. So therefore, you not being right about it don't matter. I don't know how long elephants stay in labor. I actually do, but I'm just saying, I don't know how long an elephant's labor is. So I do. But the point is whether I do or I don't, if you argue the point with me and I'm wrong, or whether I'm right, and I like our relationship, I like who we are, like I like you're my friend, I'm just like, this isn't important. It doesn't affect the way that we encounter. Gas prices don't affect the way me and my friends encounter. That's not something that's important. So my friends are allowed to have whatever perspective they have on whatever it is that they have. Because I know there's things that I've been wrong about that people have put me on to, and then I went and did research and found out I was wrong. But you know what I do when I find out I'm wrong about things? I pull back on you for the next conversation, letting you know that you was right. I'm different. So if I don't ever pull back up on you, it's because I did the research and I know that you're wrong. But I like you. Keep it in the stack. I know you're wrong, but I like you. So whatever. Let's go about living our lives. Let's keep it moving. So America is the largest supplier of fuel on the planet currently. We're producing we're producing the most barrels of oil. And to add to that, just so we could be clear, there's sanctions on Russia and there's sanctions on China. So they can't even really sell their oil or receive any oil. Get it? The Iranian refineries was just destroyed over there on Bark Island, Hark, or whatever the island name is. Those refineries was just destroyed. We are currently stewards of the Venezuelan oil, and the Venezuela has the largest oil deposit on the planet that has been of note that's currently been found. So even though we don't want barrels of oil to be high because we want the price of fuel to be low, the national average is only as high as it is because of California. I got a question. I'm curious about something. New York City, we at 367. And that's because of a 17-cent increase over the past week because our gas did go up because of the war. That's a fact. But you know what's going to happen after this war is over? Gas prices are going to drop dramatically. And you know what happened when the gas prices drop dramatically? The liberals are going to complain about that. I promise you. So this is why I'm just against everything the liberals do. Because this whole game plan that's they doing against the liberals, people are currently still doing against me. Anything that I do, they say is bad. If I go save a baby, they say it's bad. You understand what I'm saying? Like if there's a baby in the middle of the street and I go throw my body between the baby and the car and save the baby and the baby's completely uninjured, there's going to be people on the internet that's going to say I saved the baby for the wrong reason. So this is what I've been going through for like the last 6 or 7 years. So that's why nobody can't tell me nothing about Trump, because I've seen all of these things. And I believe that God had me experience that so I'm not on the wrong side of him when this happens. Because if I don't experience what I went through, maybe I don't recognize what they're doing to Trump. Maybe I don't see it. I haven't had one person that hates Trump be able to give me a good reason yet. Not one. Every single reason they have for hating Trump to me doesn't make sense. It's not logical. When I put their reason for hating Trump up against facts and the Bible, it doesn't stand up to the test. It's either just not a fact, or, just so we can be clear, not a fact and goes against the Bible. It's always not a fact. It's always some kind of misconstrued misunderstanding. Like when they took Trump's words when he said there's good people on both sides, so people tried to say that he said that racist people are good, when that's not what he said. What he said is that on the different side, they was arguing over a statue, I think of Jefferson, or somebody that was a Confederate general. They were arguing over the statue. Some people wanted the statue down. Some people wanted the statue to stay up. It was in a small college town. The town wanted to have the statue removed for reasons. I removed the statue. Don't remove the statue. I personally don't care. So they wanted to have the statue removed. People from all over the world, all over America, flocked to the area and said, leave the statue up. Trump was saying, besides the absolute lunatics, there were actually good people on both sides. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people about. Let's not lump all Democrats in with the left. Some people are part of the left, but they have no conventional Democrat policies that they agree with. Now, just so we can be clear, forget Republican and Democrat. In my heart, I'm just a conservative person because I follow the Bible, and the Bible is conservative. I'm going to say that again because I don't think people get it. The reason why conservatives are called conservatives is because they follow the Bible. Full stop. So when a person says that they are a liberal, I'm not saying Democrat or Republican. I'm saying when a person say that they are a liberal, they're literally saying that they go against the teachings of the Bible. That's literally what they're saying. And that's why we shoot at liberals every opportunity, proverbially. Every opportunity. Because my God is a great God. He's the one and true only God. And if I'm not ready to suffer for him, then I'm not ready to win for me. That's just what it is. And just so we could be clear, every single prophet that I've seen in the Bible, for the most part, not every single prophet, but Moses, he had to go through suffering, right? Moses said, the flood is coming, right? And people said, oh, you a clown. You spent all of those years and years and years building that big boat. Ain't nothing coming. Remember? Not Sarah. I forget who it was. Was it Sarah that was barren? And then what came out of her? A prophet. So one of the things God does, in my opinion, and not even in my opinion, but he got to send you through a trial of fire. Not because he don't think you're going to make it to the other side, but because he want people to know who his is. That person right there is mine. That person could go through all of the hell that y'all could ship at them, and they never going to give up on me. They never going to turn their back on me. They're never going to move away from me. Because that's mine. I'm his. And that's why I say the people who attack me work for Satan. It's not hyperbole. It's not exaggeration. It's not me making a thing up. I know what I pray for. Right? Just like you know what you pray for. So you know when God comes through for you. Just like I would know when God comes through for me. So many things I prayed for, I am currently living. But sometimes, often, the things that you pray for, you got to go through that trial of fire first. Because the Most High needs for everybody to look at you. And the easiest way to get people to look at somebody is through what? Hate. So just like Job, the Most High allows for Satan to do things, not everything, but to do certain things to his anointed, to the people who are his. This is just facts. So when I look at how I can't go outside without my own people hating me. When I look at, I know people that know me, see me, be around me, but a whole person that they never met in their life could pull up on them and tell them a lie about me, and they believe it. That's God testing. Not just them, but testing me. Am I going to curse him? Heck no. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. So why my friends or people who I want to be my friends are entertaining Satan, I can't even really say nothing. Because that's their trial. And if they can't recognize that they dealing with Satan, then maybe that's where their heart is. Maybe I take that as God telling me to separate myself 100% of the time. That's how I take it as. I take that as God telling me to separate myself. If I'm coming, if anyone, any individual is coming to another individual and they're trying to give them the energy that they believe that the Most High is giving to them. I try to give people the energy I believe the Most High is giving to me. So when I pull up to whatever the thing is that you're doing, and I try my hardest to help you do that thing, but you treat me with conceit, you treat me like I'm less than, there's going to be a period of time where God is going to say, that's enough of this right here. There's those people over there. They love you. They love me. I need for you to stop helping these people and go help those people. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick up my bags and I'm going to go help the people that God sent me to. Because just like God sent me to you, God will send me somewhere else. I'm just looking for a home. I'm looking for somewhere where I could worship the Most High, where I could love the Most High, and where the people around me are doing the same. And not for fake. Because when I'm by myself, I'm still worshiping the Lord. When I'm by myself and nobody's around, I'm still talking about God. Outwardly, asking for praise. Well, giving praise. Asking for forgiveness. That's what I'm doing. Sometimes I just be walking around and I'm saying prayers to myself, to the Lord. People are like, yo, that guy crazy. Nah, I just see that there's enemies around me. People who don't love God standing right next to me. So I'm praying for them. I'm praying for protection. I'm praying for the people around us. I personally don't believe, I'm not saying Democrat. I think at this point, if you do love the Lord, you have to separate yourself from the Democratic Party at this point. But but there are people that have not separated themselves from the Democratic Party, and I do believe that they love the Lord. Just so we could be clear. But my personal opinion is that you just cannot be on the left. You can't endorse the left. You can't promote the left. I can never vote for anybody that wants to put young boys and young girls in sports together. Physical sports that were meant to be played with the genders separate. I can never vote for somebody that did that. I can never vote for somebody that wants to put women and men in the same bathroom. I can never vote for that. I can never vote for anybody that wants young boys and young girls to have sex changes. I can never vote for that. I don't care what else they talking about. Like, there is nothing that they could be talking about if they don't want to do something that goes against God that could make them get my vote. Period. And that's the difference, in my opinion, between somebody who loves the Lord and somebody who wants people to see them as a person who loves the Lord. Because I don't want to shoot at anybody particularly, but I want to tell y'all about something. And this is another reason why God sent me through a thing. So God had a certain person in my life who the world took it like they loved me. But I know that they didn't, because I know how they treated me when people weren't around. I can see the difference between how they treat me and other people. And the way that they treated me was so much lower. They held other people up while they treated me so much lower. And I had to go through so many years of this. So my perspective about how life is just different. Okay. So my perspective. So my perspective of this is just so much different. We're gonna move to a different topic. All right. My fault. My apologies. My bad. Give me a second. My bad. We're gonna push through. So my perspective on this is so much different. All right, we gotta change topic. All right, let's talk about the oil again. So when I look at what's going on with the oil that's happening in America, just so we can be clear, and the fact that America now produces the most oil on the planet, that means we're selling the most barrels of oil. So that means that when the price of oil goes up, America is the country that is benefiting. So yes, the situation, I don't even want to call that a war. Like, that's not a war in Iran, fam. That's not a war. Like, if you see two people outside and they square up the fight and one guy hits the other guy and that person falls out, that's not a fight. That's a knockout. I want to be clear about this. That's not a fight. That's a knockout. What happened to Iran, that's not a war. All right? They're done. Allegedly, they have no more ships. Their oil refineries was destroyed. These people, I believe that Iran thought they had an actual chance to a degree. Because I do believe that there are people. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. I do not believe in some of in anything that falls outside of the scope of that. This is not me trying to speak negatively about any religion, just so we could be clear. So if somebody's like, yo, they talking, I'm not. I'm supposed to be, just so we could be clear. But I'm not. What I'm saying is this. Anything that falls outside of Jesus and God theologically, I do not agree with. As far as I'm concerned, there's one God. There's not multiple gods. If it's not in the Bible, it didn't happen. And I'm talking about all of the collections of the Bible, even the parts of the Bible that was removed. Not just the Bible that we use. The Apocrypha, everything. If it's not in the Bible, then it's not relevant to God. That's my belief. Your belief could be whatever it is. That's between you and the actual one and true God. It's between you and him. But my belief system begins at the Most High in the beginning. Right? The Word was with God. The Word being light, being Jesus, because Jesus is the light. What else was in the beginning between God and the Word? The Holy Spirit. Anything that's falling outside of that concept, I don't know what to tell you. Now, that's not me crapping on anybody else's religion. That's just me standing up for my own. And that's the issue that I have with the liberals. The liberals believe that if you stand up for what you believe in, then you're shitting on them. You're attacking them. I don't believe that men and women should be in sports together. Now, all of a sudden, you are attacking them. You know who operates this way? Satan. That's how Satan operates. Quick question. If you believe that Islamophobia is a real thing, I need to understand who the terrorists are. Because globally, not all Muslims, just so we can be clear, but globally, as long as I've basically been understanding of politics in the world, Iran has been the terrorist nation. Now, I'm going to tell you something wild about Iran. Before the regime that Trump is fighting was there, did you know that the Persians were Christians? See, this is a conversation I'll have with somebody, and they'll argue me down and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. And then as soon as I start making sense, they're going to change the topic and make it about something else. Because that's what liberals do. They know they're wrong. You understand? In my opinion, I think more liberals know that they're wrong than think that they're right. I think they know that they're wrong. That's why you change the subject. Why else would you change the subject if you thought you were right about what you was talking about? Let's move to Mandana real quick. Mandana wants to make the speed limit in New York City one of the most populated cities on the planet, one of the fastest moving cities on the planet, a city that, when I tell you shit be on clockwork, shit be on clockwork. He wants to make the speed limit 20 miles per hour everywhere and 15 miles per hour in school zones. So just so we could be clear, the school zone thing, I might be more. But I don't think people understand how slow 20 miles an hour is. I don't think people understand. You're not getting nowhere on time. You know how much congestion there's going to be? I think that's what they're trying to do also, create congestion. What they're actually trying to do is they want to just write tickets. Because they got to figure out a way in order to get money because they're not being allowed to raise taxes on the 1%. So they got to figure out a way to get money because they want to open up all of these LGBTQ stuff. They want to do like a lot of LGBTQ stuff. They want to do a lot of like they got like 6 or 7 new initiatives they want to start that's going to be like $100 million, and it's all LGBTQ stuff, which is crazy because he's a Muslim. And if you go to a Muslim country and you're part of the LGBTQ community, they throw you off a building. This isn't cap. This is real talk. This is really what's going on. Just so we can be clear. So he wants to have all of these new LGBTQ movements and initiatives and all of these things started. But there's no money to pay for it because they already behind budget. How you doing new initiatives? Trump is refusing because remember, Trump is cutting off funds to sanctuary cities. Sanctuary states, I believe, but sanctuary cities. He's cutting funds off to these guys. So they need to figure out where to get the money from so they can make all of these new things that don't anybody want. except for a small percentage of people. So that's what this is about. So they can write tickets. What do you think congestion pricing was about? So they could get more money. What do you think this is about? So they could write tickets. 20 miles per hour is going to make it so that everybody is going to... We're moving... I used to drive trucks for a living. I can't explain to you how bad of an idea this is. It's going to make a 1 hour trip from anywhere into a 2 hour trip. And you're like, how is that possible? Fam, the speed limit is 55, 35 on residential roads or whatever, right? You're doing like 35. So people is driving 35, 40 miles an hour, generally speaking. So you want to chop that in half. So that means that somewhere that it took an hour to get to, it is now going to take 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. This is literally common sense. All of the traffic backup that y'all see in New York City, it's about to, if this passes, it gets worse. So that means driving down First Avenue, forget it. For everybody that don't know, First Avenue is the route that you take in the morning with the trucks because you can't get it on the FDR. So you take First Avenue to get from one end of Manhattan to the other end of Manhattan. Like, especially if you like coming from the Bronx and you in the truck. You take First Avenue. That's a wrap. It's done. Now, even when you go on the other side, when you go to 10th Avenue, that's on the other side, on the west side. You're not gonna, that's done. Y'all voted for a person that wants to destroy New York City because y'all hate Trump so much. This is the definition. The definition of cutting off your nose to spite your face. The definition. Y'all elected a person just because he hates Trump. If that's not something that God is against, I don't know what to tell you. I 100% believe that God is against that. You know why? Because God said don't hate people. Hate behavior. We're not supposed to hate people. We're supposed to hate behavior. For everybody that don't know what happened, I got the chat up here. So all of the people that would generally come up in here and say like weird shit, they can't chat right now because y'all gonna immediately see what they're saying. So they're not going to be able to go act like I'm talking to myself or act like I'm doing this or act like I'm doing that. They can't do it. This is called accountability. And I literally have this up because, like I said, there's people that I know physically that I see. And I tell them that things happen, but even though they know I love God, even though they know it, all of my friends work in the church, but they still think I'm a liar. They still treat me like I'm a liar. They still treat me like I'm dishonest. All of my friends work in the church, man. All of them. All of them. All of my friends work in the church. And the people that believe the lies know all of my friends work in the church. Do you know how frustrating that is? To have priests, to have pastors, deacons, all types of people like that do nothing but worship God almost all day, every day. Be like, you're trustworthy. But then have somebody that you know that is a person that you want to be friends with and that you want to be friends with, but they believe any lie a person say about you and run with it, and then also spread the lie and then treat you terribly when you tell them that that's not true because it's factually not true. You know how that feels? Anyway. What we got? We got 1:15, and we're about to get out of here. We a little bit over an hour. This is about all I wanted to talk about. We don't got no comments in there because they can't comment. They can't gaslight. They can't comment. Because they can't put something in the chat and then go lie to the people who, I don't know why these people believe individuals they don't know over somebody that they know. They know all of my friends work for the church. They know all I do is spend my time at the church, but yet they just think I'm lying about everything. I don't get it. I don't get it. One of my best friends is a pastor. I hang out with this guy probably 70% of the time I'm outside. I'm with him. You know I'm with him, but yet you still believe any lie somebody tell on me. Like, you know how frustrating that is? It says more about your character than it does mine, just so we can be clear. And I'm going to stay being the individual I am to make sure that every time you go badmouth me to somebody, they might agree with you, but they looking at you like, this person is weird, Joe. This person is weird. So yeah, I got a problem with unforgiveness, man. I'm working on it. You know, I pray to the Lord, help me with it. I got a problem with unforgiveness. I do. That's why I always ask people to not do shit to me. Don't do nothing to me. Because I do have a problem with unforgiveness. And I will hold on to this shit to the day that you die. And after. I got to pray to the Lord. I got to work on that. But that is 100% something that I have an issue with. That's just a fact. And just so we could be clear, it's tied to my personal loyalty that I have for people. Because I'll be so loyal to a person and I can't even get a plate of food. And I'm not talking about loyal to a person when they're around. I'm talking about loyal to a person when they ain't around. When I hear people talking about them. Loyal to them, standing up for them, speaking up for them in that moment. Nah, we're not doing that. But I can't even get a plate of food. Everybody else can though. You're giving it free to anybody that asks, except for me. Anybody else here, just not me. People you've never met before. People you'll never see again. But not me. Who got his hands to the plow. I be taking it personal, man. I'm gonna let y'all go. I need to actually make other content. I haven't been. I gotta get to it. It would be so dope to have our own studio out here in Coney Island, whereas there's other people that got cameras and want to do stuff, and we could work together and make things. But one of the things that showed me when I was trying to help them, no, actual gang members, I was going to do quotes, but the actual gang members, is that people don't understand the process. So since individuals when a person don't understand the process, it's just, you're just wasting your time. And people don't understand the process. They think that when I'm helping them, I'm also supposed to pay them. So that don't make sense. Now, I'll give context. I had people that I was literally like, they had no social media pages, no following, no nothing. I'll pull up on them and I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna help you get your shit up. And then once I start getting their shit up, they want to know when I pay them from my pocket. While I'm spending, I don't know, 1 month I might spend 100 hours helping you. Another month I might spend 75 hours helping you. Another month I might spend $200 hours helping you. And then they'll turn to me and be like, so when are you gonna pay me? And I'm like, what are you supposed to be paying me? I'm doing all of these things for free. I'm not asking you for nothing. You're just my friend and I want to see you win. That's it. There's no nothing else. I don't want nothing. I don't need nothing. I just jumped up out of my bed, jumped on the train, came from X to Y at the drop of a hat to give you assistance on your personal computer because I want you to win. That's my time. That's my transportation fee. That's my time. Because I just want you to win. And those people thought I was supposed to pay them for the privilege of helping them. They still do. I heard some dude online talking about, yo, he messed up the bag. I didn't mess up the bag because this was never about money for me. I was just helping you because you was my friend. This was never about money for me. I was never going to create a platform where I talk about gang shit all day, every day for the next 10 years. That was never going to happen. I'm not interested in that. I was never going to create a platform where nothing I do is talk about rap or hip hop. That was never going to happen. My platform has always been God-centric. Whenever I talked about any of those other things, it's because that was just some avenues that you guys was in and y'all was my friend. So I just dipped into that for a little while to give you assistance and give you help because you was my friend. That's it. That's all. When you see me go help out at the church, I do that because of God. Don't get it confused. But I'm able to do that because the people I'm helping are my friends. So I'm able to go to the church. I'm able to help. There's a ton of places I wish I could help at, but y'all not treating me like a friend. If I'm ready to crawl over barbed wire for you and you can't even walk in a puddle for me, what kind of sense does that make? If I'm ready to jump on the grenade for you, but you can't, turn your head to look in the other direction for me, what kind of sense does that make? That's backwards. And yes, I take it 100% more personal than you could ever imagine anybody is taking anything. I promise you I am. Because in my mind, I've been treating you the way that the Bible wants us to treat people. And you've been coming and you come to me with nothing but bile and hatred. So I don't see you as just hating on me. I see it. I don't care how much you talk about God. If I'm coming to you with God's energy and you coming to me with hatred, you are hating on God. And that's how I perceive it. Not that I'm God, because I'm not. But if I'm doing my due diligence to read the Bible, to learn how we're supposed to treat each other, and 75% of the time I can get it right, and you can't get it right 5% of the damn time, then yes, I'm gonna take it personal. Absolutely. You think I read the Bible just to be doing it? No, I want to know how to be as a person. I want to know the people that I admire, how am I supposed to treat them? The people that I love, how am I supposed to treat them? How am I supposed to accept how people treat me? So people mess up. All of us do. You give them grace. That's cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And then that don't worry about it turns into, God dang it. Oh, man. And then that turns into, I gotta go. I can't be here. Shout out to the Most High, glory be to God, Jesus is King. One of the greatest things that he gave me, besides what I perceive to be his blessing, is the ability to not need people. And what I mean by that is I don't need friends. So if I consider you a friend, please consider that a high honor in my book. Because I'm perfectly fine never talking to another human being as long as I freaking live. I'm fine with that. I be forgetting what days it is. Just real talk. I forget what day it is. Real talk. So if I consider you a friend, if I do anything to go out of my way for you, to me that's big, because I don't really care to have friends. I tried that. They weren't nice to me. They didn't give me back the same energy or anything close to the same energy I was giving them. So I'm fine. Now I live in a great community with great people. I have people I don't know if I'm friendly with. Like I got my neighbor across the street, right? I consider him a friend. Not a friend that I'm gonna go hang out with, but when I see him, I'm happy that I see a good person. You understand? And there's other people that I share the same. There's other people that I share the same energy with. Like I see them and I'm like, I'm happy to see them. Just so we could be clear. So yeah, that friend. That's like I don't know what you call that. Like I'm not really like hanging out with the guy too much. If I see them somewhere and he doing something, I might chill for a little while. Like I see him at the park, we might shoot some hoops and shit like that. Super cool. Super cool family, super cool wife, super cool kids. God's kind of dope. Then I have the friends that I search out. I haven't hung out with you in a little while. Let me call them up and see how you doing. Then I got those. I have very few of those. While the other side, I got a lot now. Because where I live at, there's just a lot of good people in my community where I live at. Inside of Seagate. There's just a lot of good people. And I appreciate every last one of them. I don't love them like I love those other guys for obvious reasons. But I appreciate every last one of them. And I wish to one day, soon. When I say soon, I mean this year. Do things that could, I want to give back more to the community. Like I'm giving back a lot. I guess a lot. I don't know. But I would like to give back more than I'm currently giving to the community. I would like to give back more, Like if financially the bag ever show up, yeah, I'm going to be throwing barbecues in front of my house and asking my neighbors to come out and eat with me. Absolutely. What are you talking about? That's a fact. I'm going to probably show up at the park over here. I got to get my food handling license and shit so I can make sure I could just give food away. But yeah, I'm going to do that. You let that bag come? What? These people have been so nice to me. You're going to see me going about and doing a whole bunch of stuff. Just in the community. Like right now, I got to buy new basketball shoes. I don't actually have any shoes to play basketball in currently. But when I get some new basketball sneakers, you don't think I'm gonna be out there like, you know, coaching the kids up and stuff like that immediately? I just gotta get me some new sneakers. I love being a person in my community that even if I can't financially help other people, there's other things that I can do that could add to the value, you know, add value to the community. Like, we should be thinking this as humans. Like, I don't get it. Anyway, obviously I'm way off track. This happens all the time. I'm dealing with my own stuff that I'm dealing with over here. It's you know, got to deal with my own stuff. But as you see, no comments in the chat. Why is there no comments in the chat? Because the people that come into the chat, they're trying to create a lie for them to go make content about, or they're trying to create a lie for them to go call people in my neighborhood about and say lies about me. But it's not possible now because I have this up, and as soon as they write it, you'll see it. Another thing that they like doing is they like writing something and then deleting it like immediately. I'm guessing they write and like probably screenshot and then act like I seen it. I don't know what it is, but they write stuff crazy and then like delete it like a minute. Like, I don't be seeing it half of the time. I'm assuming it's crazy stuff. Every once in a while I caught a glimpse of it. It'd be crazy stuff. But like, these people, everything they do is just satanic shit. You know, lies is witchcraft, right? For everybody that don't know. Hold on, let me show y'all something. Sheesh. You know, lies are witchcraft, right? So lies are witchcraft. So that's what these people are doing to me. You understand? Lies are witchcraft, fam. So they're lying to the people around me, and they're getting those people to lie to the people around me. So they're literally doing witchcraft against me. Literally. And so that's why when I look at the people who are lying and helping the liars, I have the position that I have. Did we just get knocked off of YouTube? What the fuck was that? Oh. And I tell you, they work for Satan. These people are working for Satan. These people are helping you work for Satan. These people are working for Satan. Because lies is witchcraft. Let's see exactly what it says, just so we could just hit this home real quick. Yes, the Bible connects lies and rebellion. What do the liberals call themselves? Yes, the Bible connects lies and rebellion to the concept of witchcraft, primarily in the 1 Samuel 15:23, which states, "For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as inequity and idolatry." It portrays lying and deception as spiritual rebellion against God, often associating them with witchcraft. So when I keep telling you that these people that are lying are worshiping Satan, I am not exaggerating. So what are you doing when they come lie to you and then you believe it? What are you doing when they come lie to you and then you treat me badly based on a lie that they told? So when I look at you, what am I supposed to see other than somebody that's helping Satan? Explain that to me. Because remember, I know it's a lie. Whether you know it or not, I know. Whether you know or not. They didn't say whether you knew it was a lie. They just said lies. So whether you know it's a lie or not, how am I supposed to look at you knowing that lies is witchcraft? How am I supposed to look at you? While you stand on your high horse being better than me. How am I supposed to look at you? Explain that. Why are you trying to figure out why everybody should hate me? Explain that. Do y'all notice, just so we can be clear, how everything I talk about we find in the Bible? You think that's an accident? If I wasn't living as closely to the Bible as possible, how would I even know these things? And then, just so we can be clear, I'm not talking about things that I believe. I'm talking about things that's happening. Lies is witchcraft. This is a factual statement. I consider the Bible to be fact. People don't even understand. Some of y'all, when I look at y'all, I love you. Don't get it confused. But some of y'all, when I look at y'all, all I see is like, and all I see is just Satan's influence. That's all I see. I just see Satan's influence. And then I try to help out and say something, and then you fight me on it. So I don't help no more. Why don't I help anymore? Proverbs 23:9. We are not supposed to be freaking going back and forth with fools. Who is somebody that's saying a lie and they don't even know it's a lie? That person is 100% a fool. They have been fooled. They're saying a lie that they actually believe. Some people saying a lie, they know it's a lie. And either way, regardless, it's witchcraft. I'm gonna go. I gotta at some point today create other content that's gonna be coming out at some point. But I gotta go. Because I got other stuff that I gotta get to. But I love y'all. I really do. I love my people. I wish our people was just different. I wish it wasn't so easy for Satan to trick people in the hood. Black or whatever color. It's just super easy. Like, people in the hood just gravitate to Satan so quickly. It's just, and I be looking. And like I told you, I have a friend, and he was like, you make everything so difficult. He said you do everything the hard way. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, well, yeah, I reference the Bible on everything I do. Like, there's very few things that I do without referencing the Bible first. There's very few things. Like, there's very, very few things that I don't reference the Bible first before I do. Very few. So, yeah, it's always going to look like I'm doing things the hard way, because we live in a world that's being controlled by Satan. So, yeah, it's always going to look like I'm doing things the hard way. And then, not on top of that, this is the part that I think kill people, when I actually apply and I actually ask for God's help, or when God actually pulls up and when he needs to help me, everything looks simple. People don't know that sometimes I'm not asking God for help on purpose, because I think that if God helps me, people I love might get hurt. People don't know that. That's real sacrifice. Knowing that if you ask for God's help, people that you care about is going to be in the line of fire. So you just don't ask. I want to know, how's that not love? If I ask for God help, those people right there are doing something that goes against me. Or those people are doing something that I believe is going against what God ordained me to do, asked me to do, or set a path for me. But I care about them. So I'm going to figure out how to do this without praying to God for it again, because I've already prayed. That's how I'm in this situation in the first place. So I'm going to figure out how to do it. It's going to be the hard way, because I love those people and I don't want them to be hurt. And when I pray to God, God moves. I don't know how other people feel about when they pray to God, but when I pray to God, God moves. He pulls up on me. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. And that's one of the reasons why I use the majority of my prayers for other people. Because they work. And for everybody that's like, but why you broke? One, I'm not broke. I am plentiful in everything that you would spend money for. So I can't be broke. Yeah, I need shoes. I need this. I need that. But things that you would be spending money on, I have plentiful of. Because God is my great provider. And the people that look out for me and the people that bless me, God pull up for them. Because that's how it works. That's just the way it works. So when you find somebody in your life that's worshiping God hard, so hard to the point that they will accept negative things happening to them, because that's part of the process. Maybe start blessing those people, because maybe those are the people that God put in there for a particular situation or for a particular reason. Maybe. Don't gotta be me. There's a lot of people out there that God just has his hand on their shoulder and he's doing stuff. This don't mean God don't love everybody. You know how the dude in here yesterday was like, just because I said God loves me, they was like, well, God loves it. Yeah, God loves everybody, you dumbass. But can you see God's love? You think God don't love atheists? Yes, he does. But can you see it? Can that atheist see God's love? Can they act on God's love? Is it actionable? When they see God's love, how do they behave? If they could even see it. Imagine God sending you someone that's blessed. Mofo been blessed his whole life. Incredible things going on. And he sends this person to you. Because of whatever's going on in your life, previous, past, or present. Whatever mindset you might be in, or whatever faith or beliefs you might have, might not allow for you to receive certain blessings directly, but you can receive it through another blessing. And you push that person away. That's what I mean by I don't think people understand how the Bible works. I don't think people understand how the Lord's word works. I think people think that when they pray for something, it's supposed to immediately happen. They don't understand that when you pray for something, something negative happens first, because the trial starts. I'm going to say that again because I don't think people get it. I don't think people understand that when you pray for something, something negative happens first, because first comes the trial. It's happened to everybody in the Bible. Job is a great example. Moses is probably the best example. When you pray for something, You think God is the only one that hears our prayers? Nah. All of the angels and demons, they hear your prayers too. So what do you think happens when you pray for something? Satan pulls up. And if Satan can't have access to you, Satan wants to have access to the people around you. So sometimes in order for God to bless you, he has to send somebody who he has his hand shoulder on to make things happen, because you might not be able to get through your trial. You might not have the intestinal fortitude to be able to stand up to the demons that it takes to beat in order for your prayer to come true. That's how it works. At least that's how I believe it works. Because that's what's been working for me. So I prayed to God. It was a period of time that I was making about $6,000 a month on YouTube. $6,000 to $7,000 a month. And I thought to myself, I'm never going to find a wife. Because I'm never going to be able to believe that any woman that I meet right now is going to want me for anything more than my resources. That they're not going to care about me. So you know what God did? God removed all of my resources. He removed my money, but he left everything else. But first he had to break me all the way down till I had completely nothing. And then he's slowly building me back up. And I'm still in the process. So that's why when I see people outside and they doing stuff to try to upset me and make me angry, I'm 100% going to believe Satan sent you. 100%. There is no question in my mind you were sent by Satan. Because I have a belief on how the Bible and the Lord's word works. I'm 100% going to believe that Satan sent you. There's going to be no question in my mind. I might not tell you. 100%. Whenever somebody comes to me and tells me a lie about me, 100% believe that Satan sent you. I don't care who you are. 100%. Because I know it's a lie. You get it? This isn't me, you're saying something and I want you to, and I'm lying myself. I know if I'm lying or not. You get it? I know. You know whether somebody is lying on you. You understand? You know what you've done and haven't done. And that's one of the reasons why I don't care about having friends. Because the more friends that you have, the more people you interact with, the more opportunity there is for Satan to come and infiltrate whatever it is that God is trying to do in your life. And if I'm anywhere and I think that Satan has a foothold on the people around me, I remove myself. Doesn't matter how I feel about them. So I prayed to God and I said, I don't want to be well off until I have a wife, but I need to have a good wife, not a girlfriend. I mean, just so we could be clear, I'm not talking about I got to meet the girl and then we go to the church the next day. Because I don't even believe that's marriage. Getting a piece of paper from the government is not marriage. God speaks to the heart. That woman that's yours, she knows she's yours before she's yours. She know. This isn't a she know. Now it's just, how is God going to get you there at the right time? Because if you move too early, you're going to destroy what God is trying to create for you. And God is never too late. So patience is important. And another reason why patience is important, because one of the most important things that a man should have for his wife is patience. A lot of women are out here getting in relationships with men that have zero patience, and then you wonder why he's beating on you. He has no patience. That's crazy. My phone just went off. Y'all heard that, right? My phone just went off at 11:11. Shout out to that. I'm not even into that numerology stuff, just so we could be clear, but I just thought that was interesting. I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody have a blessed day out there, man. I asked God to send me a wife. That's another reason why I'm single. Because I'm only gonna go where God sends my heart. Period. I'm not going nowhere else. I'm not. I don't even have a desire to do anything outside of God's will. I'm not talking about whatever foolishness I'm trying to break myself from now. Whatever, we all have things that we do that God does not like, that we need to break ourselves from, that we struggle with. Like my unforgiveness, for one. But I'm not going to acquire new attributes or new patterns of behavior that God does not like. That doesn't make sense. I'm trying to get rid of the stuff that I already do that God don't like. And it's a struggle with some things. And with some things, it's easy. But I pray to God to not bring me real financial prosperity until I had a woman by my side who loved me for me. Because that's not something I want to think about. And I have big plans, and there's tons of things that I want to do. And I need somebody with me who's capable, who smart, intelligent, who want to win. Not trying to figure out how they're going to come up off of me. I need somebody with me that's going to figure out how they're going to come up with me. I got the plan. I promise you I do. I have tons of plans, tons of ideas. I don't even share them with people because I don't want to speak shit out in the open, because sometimes it feels like when I say something, it happens, even if nobody's around to see it. Just hear me say it. My world is different. My world is weird. The things I pray for literally happen. And it's scary sometimes, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't really pray for myself too tough. And these prayers that I told you about happened years ago. Like this is like years ago, 7, 8 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. Years ago. So when you pray to God, remember the trial comes first. This isn't a trial because God doesn't want to give it to you or God thinks anything. This is a trial because Satan comes first to prevent your blessing. Period. Satan pulls up first to convince you, to try to prevent the blessing that God is intended for you. That's it. You think God blesses you because he wants to just see you happy? God blesses you because there's a mission that he already put in you. And that blessing is just part of what you need in your utility belt to make the thing that God wants you to do happen. That's why God is blessing you. God isn't blessing you generally because I want to see him happy. God wants to see all of us happy. Just so we can be clear. But God will bless us just so we can have something in our utility belt so we can make the thing that he wants to have happen. And God knows how I am when I'm actually in a relationship with a person who can vibrate at my frequency. Incredible things happen. I'm out. You go out there today. I'm going to let y'all go. Apparently it's Wednesday. I was supposed to go do something yesterday, but I forgot. I didn't know it was Tuesday. Anyway, I didn't know it was Tuesday. Anyway. I'm just bad with time. With that being said, everybody go out there today. Do something worth doing. I don't care if it's holding the door for somebody that needs the door held for them. If it's something as small as that. But do something that needs doing, that's worth doing. And stamp God's name on it. Let people know that you come in the name of the Most High.